Hello to all, and thank you for joining us for this latest edition of Culture Magazine. Coming up, showbiz is in crisis. Broadway has been paralyzed since stagehands went on strike on Saturday, and this happened barely a week after film and television writers in Hollywood stopped working. Many theaters are shut, and the big shows on Broadway that normally drag the crowds onto the avenue, such as The Phantom of the Opera, Les Miserables, and Monty Python's Spamalot, have been cancelled. Same story on the TV and film sets of Hollywood. Well, one of our reporters went to Texas to meet with the crew of the hit series Prison Break, where the strike threatens to bring everything to a halt.
With striking screenwriters picketing at their gates, Hollywood studios are filming their final screenplays. Here in Dallas, on the set of the third season of the popular Fox TV series Prison Break, tension is palpable. Everyone knows that in a few weeks, the shooting may come to an end.
You know, November 28th, we finish episode 13, and unless the strike is settled, which I doubt it will be, yeah, a lot of people are going to get laid off. It's going to be really tough for the crew. You know, the holidays are coming up. I feel for everybody, but especially I feel for the writers too, because I think the issues that they're talking about are very important, and the same ones that the directors and actors will deal with next summer when our contract is up.
The striking screenwriters are seeking residuals for their work distributed through new media outlets. Studios refusing to negotiate have already canceled the production of several TV series and fired staffers. A series such as Prison Break contributes $1.5 million an episode to the Dallas economy. If the strike continues, the extras and technicians from Texas will become unemployed overnight.
Are the technicians supportive of the strike?
No. Well, it's not supportive or not. I mean, it's good to be supportive of all the unions from all the unions. I mean, we accept what it is, and we understand some of the demands, and we do not understand some of the demands. But, you know, it's their call, and there's nothing we can do.
I hope a lot of these people, when they miss their favorite TV shows, that they understand that there are tens of thousands of technicians that are out of work because of this writer's strike, and it's a very big deal. I mean, yeah, you're not being entertained at home, but we're not feeding our families.
It gets worrying, especially when we're trying to do this, starting off and things like that. So yeah, you know, you don't know what to do afterwards.
Like all the actors on Prison Break, the series' biggest star, Wentworth Miller, expresses his unconditional support to those on strike.
I support the writers. They're, you know, my creative brothers and sisters. Actors would be nowhere without their words and their work. At the same time, I don't want anyone to lose their homes, and I'd hate to see people out of a job long term. So I think people are concerned, naturally, but also upbeat. And you know what? It's the nature of this business. We're all nomads.
Studios and screenwriters have brought negotiations to a halt, and in 2 weeks this set will likely be empty. Fox is already talking of replacing the cult series with a new reality show.
And now we welcome Georges Lavelli on set, an important figure, a huge figure, in fact, of contemporary theatre. Georges Lavelli, you were born in Argentina, but you have since become French, and most of your career has taken place here in Paris. You used to direct the Théâtre de la Colline in Paris, in fact, and one of the things you're known for is introducing foreign authors to the French theatre-going public. That's what you did with Gombrowicz, for whom you directed Mariage, a wedding in English. You also introduced Arrabal, Bourjade, Peniza, and Copy to the French public. Now you're working with a Spanish author, Juan Mayorga, and you're directing a play called Himmelweg, which translated from German means roughly the path to the sky. Before I ask my first question, just a word about the play. It's about a delegate of the Red Cross during the Second World War who goes to Auschwitz and to the ghetto town of Terezin, and he sees nothing out of the ordinary there. He doesn't see the horrors of the Holocaust, and he ends up writing a report that plays into the hands of the Nazis. Now, having said all this, what is it that you liked about Juan Mayorga?
I liked the topic of this book, and where the victims don't have any word to say, and theater will come to support, finally supporting the henchman, the executioner, because all this is a set directed by the Nazi propaganda and directed by the commander of this concentration camp. And he's not named in the book, but it's not a historic piece, but the play is based on historic facts.
Now, fascism is a recurrent theme in your work. There was fascism in Coppi's play that was set in Argentina, now set in Germany. Why is this a recurrent theme? Why do you choose plays that deal with this theme?
Because it was an actual theme of manipulation. Manipulation exists in all ways and likes of the social life. In political manipulation, economic manipulation, cultural manipulation. This is what we're talking about. This is what this play of Mayorga is speaking about, Himmelweg. And this manipulation is at the core of our existence, I would say. So it's a topic which is extraordinarily actual. It's something that is impacting everyone.
This is a very provocative theme now, and provocation is also something that's recurrent in your work. So do you try to provoke, or is it just something that happens?
No, I think there's a provocation about topics people are scared of or who do not feel like doing. I think that very often, as the delegate of the Red Cross, he could have pushed a door, and it was his right to see what was behind it. He was right to do so, but maybe because he was a coward, probably he didn't do it. And he tried, he wanted to help for a good cause, and finally he helped the executioner.
As you speak, we can see on screen what your directing looks like, what the play looks like. Now, we can see the stage is very bare. This is something that's often the case with you, very bare walls. Why is this?
I like bare walls, and I like things to have a significance. Each action, each object must have a reason to be on a set. So there, I took ownership of this theater, the way you take ownership of an architecture. And this becomes a set, in brackets. So, by using this element as a real element, you obtain, in fact, you are working on what I could call the exchange of energy.
Would you say that you adapt your style of directing to the theme that you're dealing with, or do you choose themes that are adapted to your style of directing?
No, I think it's in the good way. In fact, I get interested in the theme, in the topic. I take ownership of the topic, and through the means I have, or I may have, and through imagination, which is the basic element of my work, with technical elements, or electrical, you name them. I think that here in this play, everything is focused in the work of the actors, who is magnificent.
Mr. Lavelli, thank you very much for joining us here on the set of France24 for Culture Magazine. We end now with a musical note. It's called VP Sound. VP stands for Vente Privée, or private sales in French. And it's originally a website that sells everything and anything from clothes to hardware. And the site's music has become so trendy, it's now become an album in its own right. Jean-Réal Bonrave is to thank for this. It's a surprising mix of soul, funk, and jazz for a very loungy atmosphere. Let's listen to a few notes. Well, that wraps up this edition of Culture Magazine. Join us again tomorrow, same time, same place. Until then, goodbye.